Thank you very much. Hello, everyone at the beginning and anyone listening to us today. Thank you very much for the invitation and thank you for the organizers who put effort to make this program available. Also, thank you very much for the interpreters. At the beginning, I was listening to the speeches and discussions. The topics that's been discussed regarding Rojava and our project that we're working on it since the foundation of the autonomous administration, or from the beginning of since the beginning of the revolution in Syria. So in order to give a picture, we need to start with the beginning of the revolution. Asayîs is the internal security agency of the forces, how it started. In 2011 and beginning of 2012, after the internal security agencies were established, after the regime forces withdrew from the regions, there was a gap and then there was a vacuum. So in order to fill that gap, in order to protect the society, it was actually the mission of the society itself to protect itself after the withdrawal of the security forces. I think something that Guevara and Spen already mentioned, even before the foundation of the autonomous administration, the committees within the societies, they started this task of self-defense. They considered this as a natural mission to protect, to defend themselves, to defend the society against the attacks coming from outside. They established their first self-defense forces. It was not only against the attack coming from outside from the terrorists, but also internal effects, because Rojava is not a naturally protected area. It's a plateau and it's very vulnerable against the attacks. You have already mentioned about the domination, enslavement, and in very general terms, you also mentioned the historical background. But as actually as a concept, we are kind of out of that framework that you mentioned earlier. Our internal security agencies in northern and eastern Syria, in the regions under our control, we have a different definition for that. We don't have the police which are notorious for using violence against the society or having the monopoly of the violence. But we don't see our security forces, Asayîs, within the scope. We are a part of the society ourselves. So the main task of this force is defending the society and also promoting the coexistence and peaceful life. We are not a part of the ruling or the administration, but we are part of the society. The regime, before the revolution and after the revolution, the Syrian regime was not there in order to protect us against any attacks. But as you said, the definition that provided by the state and regime is much different than the security that we provide, because we are a part of the society. We are not representing any central authority in the regions. And we are also promoting the capability and ability of the society to protect themselves. So as Asayîs forces, we are not equivalent of the police forces. And secondly, we are not living in a society, in a country where everything is so perfect. No, we are now under constant attack. We are surrounded and we are facing attacks from hostile countries on daily basis. And these attacks are in different forms. They are like bombardments and artillery attacks, and in addition, we also face different attacks from ISIS, and they are also targeting our civilian population. And it's not only the attacks that we face with bombs, but we are also under attack, for example, dealing drugs, using our regions for drug dealing. This is also an attack. We consider it as an attack on the society. So as Asayîs, we consider it our mission to protect our society on the philosophy that we base our system upon. Uh, we have the moral and values. So, and this is also a task of everyone within the society to protect the society. It is we see a moral and politicized society in which everybody consider himself or herself responsible for the security. Of course, we want a country where there are no crimes committed, everybody is living in welfare and enjoy their life, but in our current situation, we see that all the states that ruled these areas, they never brought any security, peace, or welfare. Daniel also mentioned in his speech about these kind of problems, but until today, we see different problems. It's not that we are actually responding what was said, but we need to when we talk about the society, we should talk about a society with rights, but with also with the responsibilities. And in our current situation, we are not an ordinary society. We are living in extraordinary times, facing the attacks, but we also need to educate the society. We because they have been influenced by the states, by the nation states ruling here for ages. So we also need to make it clear about our philosophy and those people who are assuming the duty of self-defense, they cannot act with the mindset that was imposed by the nation states. So that's why it's very important for us to avoid using the monopoly of violence or not becoming the cops of the nation state. Therefore, educating, training the people not only about using weapons, but also training them in terms of the mindsets is also very important. It's the philosophy, it's the very basis of this system. So nationalism or the racism is today is not only about your skin color, it's not only about your appearance, it's all about actually using the authority, using being dominant in the society. So we are therefore, I just wanted to make it clear that our forces do not consider themselves as the police force, but also as a force based on moral values and humanity values. Although we are not living the utopia that we have, but we are working and doing everything we can in order to defend our society against the attacks, against the drug dealers or human trafficking. We also have rescue forces, we also have salvation workers. We have different departments all at the service of the society in order to make the life easier for the society. And education and training is also a very important part of it. We also observe the life and the systems in the European countries, in the Western countries, what kind of principles those security forces have. And so we also compare and we watch and monitor the structure of security forces in Western countries. And we also have our own experiences. So our main goal is a free life. How can we have a free and an honorable life? How can we have a life within the society, a free society, free individuals, with based on peaceful coexistence, Kurds and Arabs, or the Muslims or Christians, and all the other diversities. But there are some certain persons and personalities, they have different uh, considerations, and these are also very normal because we are talking about a society that's been suppressed uh, for decades by the nation states, and they are also imposed with the monist states, very rigid centralistic structures, and they also influence their mindsets. But we are the society that we are creating is a society based on values where all the diversities live together, where the women and men work all together, not at the only military level only, but also at the administration, at the social level. So we observe the existence and the presence of women in every part of life, from the administration until to security. This is a definition. That's what we understand under Asayîs. And this is the system that we are trying to create and promote since 2012. And these are all the steps are taken since then, are based on this philosophy. Oh, you also mentioned People's House, and also Givar and Sipan also mentioned, to give some examples, like Women's House, reconciliation committees, and so we try to, this is the reconciliation councils are to solve the conflicts or disputes among the citizens before or without resorting a court or any imprisonment. So this is a real the reconciliation among the parties, among the people within the society. So we are trying to avoid the court systems and also the punishments in the prisons. Instead, we try to find a reconciliation. This is one of the steps that we try to take. But on the other hand, we are living in a society where we are facing so much attack from outside, and the hostile countries around us trying to target us in order to prevent this system to develop. We face special warfare, and as I said, as a part of it, they are trying to distribute narcotics in the region, and they also have their own sleeping cells within the society to corrupt the society. So the and these people are also encouraged to be vigilant. I mean, it's not only that the police force is observing, monitoring the people and the society, it's also responsibility of the society. If they realize it, they take the necessary steps by informing the security committees and the family of the victims, the family of the abused people. They are all they work and they inform the relevant concerned forces and committees. So, but we also have specialized units in order to deal with these special terror attacks or other kind of organized crimes. So, and also we also very much respect and appreciate the the efforts of the civil committees and organizations within the society in order to prevent crimes. About our philosophy about prison system is, it is about equality. So the law applies everyone, and once a person is arrested, this person is, they never face any inhumane treatment or ill treatment or any torture or any treatment that do not comply with the human human honor, human these and also the people who are arrested with special needs in terms of medical care or disabilities, they are also treated fairly, and also fair trial is an important principle in our system. If someone cannot afford a lawyer, we provide them with a lawyer in the criminal justice system. It's not that of course, when we talk about the system, it's not about a perfect system, but we try to do everything in our capacity to ensure the dignity of human dignity is not violated. And as the Asayîs forces within the autonomous administration, we aim at have a democratized defense and based on democracy and freedom, because freedom is everybody's right and everybody enjoys their freedoms, then we will not have a need for Asayîs forces at all. And even there will be no need for the in an ideal society, everybody enjoying their freedoms with respect to the others, then we wouldn't need any security forces, not the civilian nor the Asayîs forces. That's our ultimate goal, to have a society based on morals and political values, so that everybody can have an equal and fair life. These are the principles that we base our activities upon. We have very different departments as security forces. Now we are making progress against fighting crime, prevention of crime, against terror, against narcotic organized crimes, and all the activities are also published on our website, and we share our activities very transparently on our website and letting the society know about what we do. As we said, nothing is perfect, but this is the system that we are working, and we are making good progress. But although we also face some troubles on some personal levels, but in general, this is the system. And Asayîs, we have to also see the activities of the security in a holistic approach. The crimes that we are facing today, as I said, from ordinary crimes until from organized crimes to ordinary crimes to terror crimes, it's all and we're talking about like a cooperation between the Asayîs forces and the civil security forces we have in the communes, in the within the society. It's not that we are using the authority or the monopoly of violence, but we are cooperating also with the society. We are not out of it, we are a part of it. And as I also said, we have special announcements and special trainings, or using also media, but also we have local meetings at the communal level. These are the general outlines of the structure. And then we also talk about the evolution of, if there is a need for an Asayîs organization. And it is also about the evolution, or about our activities. It is not only about how we decide to act, but also we are also under control and observation of the authorities, civil authorities. For example, judiciary can monitor and audit our activities, and also the autonomous administration can also control us and all our activities, and we act in accordance with the decisions made by the autonomous administration, also by the judiciary. But if you have any questions regarding our structure, I will be happy to answer.
Yes, thank you very much, Mohammed, for your talk. I think it was a really interesting continuation to the first part and some of the questions that we raised there. And yeah, I'm sure the next talk by Umrudi will be equally interesting. She will talk about her work. She's working at the Malajin, I think, for 10 years. Yeah. And yes, she will talk more about the Malajins and her work. And afterwards, we will make another, like in the first part, another round of questions to the both of you and open discussion. Thank you very much, Mohammed, and thank you very much, Umrudi. You're here.
Thank you very much to you too, and thank you very much for organizing this seminar, and everyone who worked for this seminar. But maybe due to lack of time, maybe there are also different reports and on the media, and also on our website. And we're, as I said, we're also using social media, Facebook and other other facilities. We inform the society as well. It's not only about that we are dealing just catching someone, or it's also about letting the society know about those crimes, how they are committed, how they affect. So they also take their responsibility to defend the society, and it also improves their understanding of security. As I said, we are surrounded, and to prevent and to defend the society, we need this kind of structures in order to prevent those attacks and those crimes. And once again, thank you very much for. I will be here until the end of the seminar, so if you have any questions later on, please feel free to ask them. Thank you.